League. This is the Week 4 Power Rankings and Week 5 preview video. I am your commissioner. Very happy to be here. There's a lot of good things that happened this week. And I guess when we review these power rankings, you will see who had a good week and who had a bad week. As we always do, we start from the bottom. And unfortunately, this week, I have my good friend Luke Bonamo at number 12, falling 2 spots. Luke's team has just seemed to fall apart. I really don't know what to say. No injuries, really. Jamar Chase hasn't been the guy. David Montgomery has been his saving grace. It's been tough. Luke's gone to back-to-back championships. You never doubt him, but this has not been great. Moving on to number 11, falling 3 spots, we have my good friend Dylan, who has an injury that he can blame, but every week seems to be projected by Yahoo for less than 80 points, which is never good in this league. Never good indeed. But he's not in 12th. Poor Luke. In 10th, falling 1 spot despite his victory, is my brother Andy. Andy Unchained. Another one, consistently projected for less than 80 points. Eventually, we're going to get out of this little rut here, but we continue with Pat McCann, who I believe I am putting comfortably ahead of those 3 teams. I have him in 9th. He falls 2 spots because he lost, but Pat has a pretty good team. I think Pat's team, honestly, can make some noise if he gets into the playoffs. He's got Bijan, who is, proving to be a very useful player. Joe Burrow's been hurt, so that's a killer. Kirk Cousins has been fine. Christian Kirk's been okay. A.J. Brown is turning into him. He's starting Braxton Berrios, so there is that. But no, we have Patrick currently at number 9. At number 8, rising 3 spots, is Salvatore the Dinosaur. Salvatore has a new team now, ladies and gentlemen. He made a trade. He has some depth again. He has viable starters again. Christian Watson is back. Sal's team is moving in the right direction. Sal, currently number 8. Falling 5 spots is Jean Tui. He is my 7th ranked team. This is largely driven by the Justin Fields drop. An inexplicable drop that I feel will come back to haunt Item Bag. He still has a good team, had a really bad week. Therefore, he falls to number 7. And if you could believe it, top 6 overall, Christopher Michael Pizzaro with the 6-point jump. Oh, man, Chris, am I excited for you? Chris has a pretty good team, folks. I'm just going to come out and say it. I like Chris's team. I think Breece Hall's about to come back. He's about to go off. He's 1-3. The record's not great, but the points are there. And that's all that matters in fantasy is the points are there. He got off the schneid. I like Chris this week. We'll get more into that later. But Chris, my number 6 team. 5, I have Matt Stokes falling 1 spot. Matt has Christian McCaffrey, and that's all you need to know. And Justin Herbert, who's been fine. 4 is myself. I know many of you are going to say, how can you put yourself 4th? How can you do this? The main reason is I am 3-1, and Cooper Kupp hasn't played it down for me yet. We'll see what happens. But I'm feeling pretty good about my team, which is usually the kiss of death. So come back to this moment when I inevitably go 3-10 and miss the playoffs. 3rd, I have moving no spots, Tom Gorman. I think Tom has a solid team. He had a tough week, but Tom is a good manager, former champion. He's got enough pieces. He's got his boy Kelsey back, so he's currently my number 3 team. Number 2, I have moving up 2 spots, Kyle Cobb. Yes, Kyle. The Blair Witch Project is back. He had a really good week. His running backs are solid. He's got Devontae Adams. He's getting everything he needs to get. He doesn't have a quarterback yet, but hopefully week 2 of London Trevor can spell some good things for our good friend Kyle. And number 1 overall, I have Mike Russell. He simply has to be 1, folks. He is the reigning champion. He has a very scary wide receiver court right now, especially with Mike Williams getting hurt, especially with Cooper Kupp coming back and Tutu Atwell's role potentially decreasing. Russell, I think we all know, is going to trade a running back for a wide receiver in the next few weeks. It's curious to see who that's to. But, yeah, right now, Russell's 1. So, again, from 12 to 1, we have Luke, Dylan, Andy, Pat, Sal, Tui, Gaz, Stokes, myself, Tom, Kyle, and Russell. And now on to the matchups. Salvatore versus Russell. This is an interesting matchup. Yeah, I would say I know who I already picked, but I'm just reviewing the matchups again. Yeah, I think I'm going to lean Sal just because Russell's wide receiving course scares the crap out of me. Brandon Cooks, Sky Moore, and Tutu Atwell. I can't pick a team to win that has that wide receiver core. I can't do it. I want to. He's got Pat Mahomes. He's got Kyron Touchdown Williams, but I can't pick this team to win. So by default, I got to pick Sal. Even though I got Russell in one of my power rankings, I got to pick Sal. Next matchup, we have Christopher Gazzaro, Laporta Party versus I Am Knuff, Jean Tui. And folks, I gotta take Chris on this one. This is the first time I've picked Chris all year. Chris has 3 true number 1, number 2, and number 3 receivers in my eyes right now. Diggs is a 1. CeeDee Lamb is a high 2. He's really a 1. And Adam Thielen out of nowhere, like chocolate. He's been a wide receiver too. So I like Chris this week. Breece Hall again. The training wheels coming off. James Cook, he's been him. Tui's got good running backs. Higbee's been solid. Tyreek Hill's been good, but I think Chris just has enough. This isn't an indictment on Tui's team as much as it is an indictment, as much as it is praise for Chris's. I think Chris has a good team. I think Chris is going to win this week. Never doubt Eitenberg. I never doubt Gaz's ability to lose a game, but I do like Eitenberg in this. I do like Gaz in this matchup. Next, we have Tom Gorman versus Patrick McCann. This is probably going to be one of the closest matchups of the week. The problem for Pat right now is he's starting Cam Akers. Never good. Cam Akers, he couldn't make a lamppost miss. That's tough. Braxton Berrios starting. That's tough. But I'm going to say Tom. I'm going to pick Tom to win this week. Tony Pollard, I think, is going to have a good game against San Fran. I kind of like the Cowboys to cover. I know people don't like that. Kelsey's going to come back. It's going to be a high-scoring game in Minnesota. Tua against the Giants, that might be 85 fantasy points. Sorry, Giants fans. You know it more than me. Yeah, I'm going to go with Tom in this matchup here. And again, last week I went 2-4, so what I say isn't gospel. Then we have Matt versus Andy, and this is one of those matchups where I simply cannot take Andy. He's just not projected for enough points. He has one player on his team in double digits. It's his quarterback, Josh Dobbs. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't take somebody who's projected for less than 80 points. Stokes is Christian McCaffrey. That's good enough for me. It gets my seal of approval. Moving on, we have myself versus Kyle Kopp, and I know I never picked these matchups, but I'm going to pick myself this week. Kyle, I'm coming for your ass. And then we have what some people are calling the toilet bowl. Not me, but some people. A lot of people are calling it the toilet bowl. I have to pick a winner. Oof. Give me Dylan just because I think Anthony Richardson is good enough to carry him. Jamar Chase just doesn't get 11. He doesn't get the points he's projected for. Debo has to play. Gabe Davis with a very shockingly low projection. Yeah, I like Dylan this week. Despite Yahoo not liking him, I like Dylan this week. So again, the teams I have winning this week are Sal over Russell, Chris over Tui, Tom over Pat, Matt Stokes over Andy, myself over Kyle, and Dylan over Luke. So I wish you all good luck. This is going to be a very, very, very interesting week. And what else can I say? Good luck, Christopher. You don't need it anymore this week. You got it. But we'll see what happens.